UX and UI are two terms that are often used interchangeably, but they are different things. So what exactly is the difference? In this video, I hope to clear up some confusion around the differences between UX and UI. I'm only going to touch the tip of the iceberg, and so I highly recommend that you go ahead and research these fields of study a bit further for yourself and how they can benefit your business.
Wow. How did you know all that stuff?
I did my research.
I'm Stuart from Tanaka, and we're all about helping businesses increase engagement on their digital platforms. Before we dive into the nuts and bolts, please be sure to share your opinion on the differences between UX and UI in the comments. We've all been part of conversations around great UX or poor UI. And then in some of these conversations, we may not have necessarily referred to it as UX or UI. But if the experience was poor, then more than likely it was related to one field or the other.
Must be an on button somewhere. Press the Apple thing.
It could be related to as simple as understanding how to turn the gadget on.
Wait! Hands up! Let's not lose our cool. Then we're no better than the machine.
So what do UX and UI actually mean? UX is user experience design, while UI is user interface design. Both actually work really close together to create great products. User experience design is a human-first way of designing products. Don Norman, a cognitive scientist and co-founder of the Nielsen Norman Design Consultancy Group, was first credited with coining the phrase user experience in the 1990s. Let's hear from Don himself on the definition of user experience.
Upon a time, a very long time ago, I was at Apple. And we said the experience of using these computers is weak. The experience, when you first discover it, when you see it in the store, when you buy it, when you, can't fit it into the car. It's in this great big box. It doesn't fit into the car. And when you finally do get it home, opening the box up and, it looks scary. I don't know if I dare put this computer together. All of that is user experience. It's everything that touches upon your experience with the product, and it may not even be near the product. It may be when you're telling somebody else about it. That's what we meant when we devised the term user experience and set up what we called the User Experience Architect's Office at Apple to try to enhance things. Now, Apple was already pretty good, so we were starting with a good product, making it even better. Today, that term has been horribly misused. It's used by people to say, I'm a user experience designer. I design websites or I design apps. And they have no clues to what they're doing. And they think the experience is that simple device, the website or the app or who knows what. No, it's everything. It's the way you experience the world. It's the way you experience your life. It's the way you experience the service. Or, an app or a computer system. But it's a system, it's everything. Got it?
Don does a great job of explaining how UX design encompasses all interactions between a potential or an active customer and a company. I highly recommend Don Norman's book, The Design of Everyday Things. And if you're an Amazon customer, I've put the link down below. Essentially, UX applies to anything that can be experienced, be it a website, a coffee machine, or a visit to the supermarket. The user experience part refers to the interaction between the user and the product or the service. User experience design then considers all the different elements that shape this experience. A UX designer thinks about how the experience makes the user feel and how easy it is for the user to accomplish the desired tasks. The ultimate purpose of user experience design is to create an easy, efficient, relevant, and all-round pleasant experience for the user. In summary, the user experience is about the process of developing and improving the quality of the interaction between the user and the company. It's not about the visuals. It focuses on the overall feel of the experience. If you're getting value from this explanation, please don't be shy to give us a thumbs up. So how does user interface design, UI, differ from UX? Despite it being an older practiced field, the question, what is user interface design, is a very difficult one to answer because there's a broad variety of misinterpretations. While the user experience is a conglomerate of tasks focused on optimizing the product, the user interface design is actually its complement. It addresses the look and feel, the presentation, the interactivity of the product. So unlike UX, user interface design is actually strictly a digital term. A user interface is the point of interaction between the user and the digital product or platform. As an example, the touchscreen on your smartphone.
You took a good phone and you made it all, like, shitty.
Keep in mind, I didn't design the phone.
It pissed me off.
I appreciate your honesty, Ramon. It's
That's
okay
just
to
one
be
guy's
pissed off.
opinion. Who else feels this product is stupid? Alan, Lisa, Josh, Yana, Katie. And did it piss off anyone else? Alan, Lisa, Josh, Yana, Katie.
In relation to websites and apps, UI design considers the look and the feel and the interactivity of the product. It's all about making sure the user interface is as intuitive as possible. And that means carefully considering each and every visual interactive element the user might encounter.
What do you want to discuss now? My favorite color?
A UI designer will think about icons and buttons, typography, color schemes, spacing, imagery, and responsive design. Like user experience design, user interface design is multifaceted. It is responsible for the transference of a product's development, research, content, and layout into an attractive, guiding, and responsive experience for the user. Let's use an analogy to look at the difference between UX and UI. I like to use the modern day high-performance sports car. When sitting in the driver's seat of the car, the UI is the digital dashboard that feeds you the information about the performance of the car and how to get the best out of it. The UX is determined by the mechanics of the car, the feeling you get as the power accelerates you forward, and how smooth it turns, the excitement that the performance delivers. The main difference to bear in mind is this. UX design is all about the overall feel of the experience, while UI design is all about how the product's interfaces look and function. It is important to understand that UX and UI go hand in hand. One cannot live without the other.
Whatever comes out of these gates, we've got a better chance of survival if we work together.
I'll give you a practical example. Imagine you come up with an idea for an amazing app, something that's clearly missing in the market and genuinely is going to change people's lives. Sounds good, hey? You have a UX designer conduct user research and help you figure out exactly what features you need and what the user journey needs to look like for your app. Your app offers something that your users want and need, so they download it. But when they open it, they find that your text is barely legible. Think about yellow text on a white background. What's more is the buttons are too close together, so the user keeps hitting the incorrect button.
No! Hey, you're making him nervous! Shut up and give me some tape! Does anybody have any tape out there? I want to put some tape over the death button.
This is a classic case of UI destroying a great user experience. On the flip side, have you ever come across a website where it's beautifully designed with amazing pictures and mind-blowing animations, but it's so difficult to use? Good UI can never make up for bad UX. It's like picking up a beautifully decorated cake and then eating it and the taste is just not there.
Good?
I've had better.
Really?
As you can see, UX and UI go firmly hand in hand. And while there are millions of examples of great products with one and not the other, imagine how successful they could have been if they were strong in both fields. And in today's competitive market, getting them both right is an absolute must. If you agree or disagree with how we see the difference between UX and UI, please let me know in the comments and we'll see you in the next video.